Yes, this is for real. A legit, regular Blu-ray unboxing. And how did I did that? Well, that was mainly because, I was down in the mall area, and I went to Target, because we had to get something for the family. So when I was there, I decided, well, why not do a little bit of a Blu-ray haul at Target? And there are only 6 Blu-rays I had got. There were a lot, but some of them either had terrible covers or they were on 4K, which I don't really care about 4K. But I do have 6 regular Blu-rays here that I will be unboxing. And by the way, this pinky thing with the bandage on it, this has nothing to do with the unboxing. It didn't cut myself from a knife. It was through a door before I even filmed this. So, with that being said, let's get this started. And this is going to be a little bit more of a quickie, I would say. Because the thing is, there are actually 3 movies in here that I did do a review on. Well, 3 movies here I didn't, but they have kind of been mentioned a little bit in my channel. And if you're curious, I have 4 2019 movies and 2 2018 movies. And I have them in alphabetical order, and starting this up is Ford versus Ferrari. So this is, of course, the first nominated Best Picture film I saw during my Oscar movie marathon. Because I would usually watch, for the Oscar movie marathon, it's usually those that are nominated in the Big 8 categories, specifically the screenplays, the acting categories, directing, and Best Picture. That's going to be very interesting how it's going to be for this year. And after, of course, I do with the other films that were not nominated in Best Picture in the other Big 8 categories, then I do Best Picture on what I would rank. And I would go in the order of what I think was probably the least likely to the most likely to win. And I think out of all these, Ford vs. Ferrari was easily the least likely to win Best Picture because it only got 4 nominations. Including Best Picture, it got film editing and both sounds. And it did one for sound editing and film editing. So, I just had to make a quick jump on in there. The TV ended up going on. As I was saying that with Ford versus Ferrari, the reason why I was a little bit skeptical going into this was because of James Mangold. Because the first film I watched from him was actually Logan, which I thought that was overrated. Now coming into this, and I really did enjoy it. Now, if you are familiar with any racing things, especially with the Cars movies, then you might get a blast out of this one. Or you at least know the terminologies and the source material, since this is, of course, about the events of Ken Miles and Carroll Shelby of Le Mans '66. Christian Bale does bring in a fantastic performance. The script is really good. And honestly, James Mangold really should have been nominated everywhere for Best Director. And for me, he should have been nominated and won that award. I thought he was the best Oscar director of 2019 when it comes to those Oscar-nominated movies. So it's kind of a shame that he was pretty overlooked in this entire award season. Now, unlike the Criterion Blu-rays, there's nothing going to be that special. The only thing is, the digit code I have, but that's basically it. But I do have the case with me. And, of course, it's recyclable, so that is pretty good. And the next one we're actually going to go with is what I think that should have won Best Picture, but it did win an Oscar from that year, and it was actually what I consider the best Oscar movie of 2019, Jojo Rabbit by Taika Waititi. Now, I have watched a previous Taika Waititi film, which was Hunt for the Wilderpeople, one of his indie movies. And I was kind of pretty excited to see how this was going to be an entire Nazi satire of this kid thinking, of course, well, if you get the story, you might know what it is. But, this movie should have won Best Picture. Honestly, for adapted screenplay, I don't think so. I'll get to that in a little bit. It was also nominated for costume design, production design, supporting actress for Scarlett Johansson, which she got a double nomination that year because she was also nominated for lead actress for Marriage Story, and film editing. And I think out of all the places other than Best Picture, I think Jojo Rabbit should have won film editing. Now, I said in my Parasite review, I think The Irishman should have won that, But then after a little bit of revisiting, I think I prefer the editing in Jojo Rabbit over The Irishman. I really did enjoy this movie, specifically like with the performances, especially from Roman Griffin Davis and especially Thomasin McKenzie. That easily gets one of the best performances of the year. And I might admit, I think she would be my New Zealand celebrity crush. Not because, of course, both I'm kind of a little bit like, I think like a few months older. I think I'm a year older than her. I don't know, but like I don't have my laptop on me, but I know like we're kind of like around the same ages, but not really. I think like a year apart, but man, she's so attractive. But I do have, of course, a couple of celebrity female crushes, of course, with her. Haley Steinfeld for here in the U.S., Saoirse Ronan for the U.K., Julie Delpy, I believe, in the France region. Jeez. Definitely without a doubt. It's like not one of the, like a fantastic movie. Like there are some issues. Like I would say, like Scarlett Johansson's performance doesn't really that stand out, and like the others, like Sam Rockwell or Rebel Wilson, which I not really that annoying as a lot of people thought she was going to be. But yeah. And speaking of adapted screenplay, here's the movie I think that should have won adapted screenplay. What I consider to be the best Oscar script of 2019. Little Woman. And yes, this is actually, of course, Greta Gerwig's film version of it. Of course, it was a 6-time Best Picture nominee. Of course, it was nominated for Best Picture, Best Actress for Saoirse Ronan, Supporting Actress for Florence Pugh, of course, adapted screenplay for Gerwig, and original score, and won for costume design. And honestly, I do think Gerwig should have won for adapted screenplay. I think Florence Pugh should have won for Supporting Actress, and Saoirse Ronan for Best Actress. And it was actually my number 2 of this of the Best Picture ranking, because Ford vs. Ferrari would be number 3, Jojo Rabbit would be number 2, and Little Woman here is my and Jojo Rabbit's number 1, and Little Woman is number 2. What is this? Oh, you get both the DVD and the Blu-ray for this one. Okay, then, so that's pretty unique. Now available. You can get the soundtrack score, so that's pretty interesting. So, okay, a little unexpected. I was not expecting you to get both the DVD and the Blu-ray for this one I got. Now, a lot of people are going to be asking me, what did I think? Do I think Gerwig should have been nominated for Best Director? Now, I will say, before I get to that, I was not highly anticipating this film when I first began, because I did watch Lady Bird, and it was, I think, was my most overrated Oscar movie of 2017. It was my least favorite of the picture nominees. I hated Laurie Metcalf's character, even though it is supposed to be an overprotective mother role. Ronan's performance was decent, and honestly, I don't think Gerwig should have been nominated for that, for Best Director, but definitely she should have been nominated for this film. And because with the controversy that happened last year, don't expect to have a lot of diversity in Chloe Zhao to basically just sweep the Best Director race, no matter what. Even before the movie came out, she was pretty much going to sweep that no matter what, and she would become the second woman to win Best Director at the Oscars. So, don't expect her to lose anywhere of this entire race once nominations begins. Yeah, is it just me, or do I feel like this has a chip, or is that just me? It kind of probably does, but I don't know. But it's the way how it was in the packaging. So, now, and honestly, I think this could also be a political thing, even though I won't be going into much of a politicalness in the award show, but basically, it's either she's going to sweep Best Director, or every movie awards company that runs the awards, like the Hollywood and Foreign Press, the Broadcast Films Critics Association, or even the Academy of Motion Picture, any of the main televised film awards, either she sweeps everything, or all the voters are not just sexist, but also racist because she's from China. And I would not be surprised if she gets discriminated just because she's from China. And of course, I know I'm getting heads up, but I would not be surprised if that happens because, of course, she is what many of those angry voters will say that she doesn't deserve it. She got it from, she comes from the country that started the virus. Well, it's none of their business. It's depending on how good that direction is. So it could be more specifically her with the woman power, but I would not be surprised if Chloe Zhao would be discriminated during the award season, especially on social media. But I won't give much into anything because I have not watched Nomadland or any of the 2020 or January and February 2021 movies, because I will be watching that after the Oscars. But it would definitely be a big woman empowerment for this year's Oscars, I will say. And speaking of women empowerment, we go into a documentary that I think what should have won Best Documentary Feature of 2018, and that is RBG. May Ruth Bader Ginsburg rest in peace. Now, I did thought that this was going to win, mainly because, not just a political thing, but they wanted to see her get up on stage. Because this was, of course, people would think the next go after the Want to Be My Neighbor snub, but in technicality, Free Solo won that, which was my number 2 of that, and you can do, it's a bit chipped here, I think. Yeah, and you can go check out my review of RBG in the channel, of the Oscar documentary reviews. I will like to say that I do, she really did warm my heart in this movie. I really did enjoy this. I think, I don't know. Yeah, I don't want to go into far. I might just deal with that later, I think. But yeah, she really did warm my heart. I do think it should have won Best Documentary Feature, even though Won't You Be My Neighbor was the best documentary of 2018 that I've seen. But definitely a deserved nomination. For the original song, I'll Fight, just Beatty. But definitely a real hero who she was, and once again, may she rest in peace. And now we're going into the 2 animated films I have in the collection, and they're both the most recent animated feature winners. And we are, of course, going to Sony Pictures Animation with Spider-Man Into the Spiderverse. I do think this one did deserve the win for Best Animated Feature of 2018. If you would ask, I think it could be, I'm doing it because of the knife, I think. Unless, no. I'm not really sure. I'm not, this is the first time I'm actually collecting physical Blu-rays, so, actual Blu-rays like this, so just keep your heads up on that. But yeah, I do think it definitely did deserve the Oscar for Best Animated Feature if you've seen my review of the film. If you're going to be wondering if this is going to be number 1 of the Best Animated Feature winners of the 2010 decade, we'll have to see, because it depends on this. Alternative Universe Mode, tribute to Stan Lee and Stephen Grant. Oh, so this does have a lot of bonus features, of course. You also get the DVD here for Spider-Man Into the Spiderverse, so that's an added bonus. Wait, yeah, you only get the Blu-ray for RBG. I was just making sure about that. So, yeah, definitely deserved the Oscar for Best Animated Feature. I love the song Sunflower, and, of course, Haley Steinfeld as Gwen Stacy. Just fits perfect. So attractive. Definitely looks like her. I just loved it. And finally, we actually got a Disney Blu-ray. Yes, we got a Disney one, and it's Toy Story 4, the most recent Best Animated Feature winner. And I said in my review, I do think this one did deserve the Oscar as well. It really still connects well to both the original trilogy. I know some people would consider this a bit of an unnecessary one, but it still connected well because it really had the connection of the ones like the end for the Toy Story, kind of like the official end of the Toy Stories, because for Toy Story 3 it's like a farewell to Andy, and then like Toy Story 4 is like a farewell to the toys themselves, especially with Woody. I know I'm going spoilers, but I think everyone has seen this now. So, definitely a worthy continuation to the series. The DVD and Blu-ray in this. Blu-ray. Oh, no, you get 2 Blu-rays. One of them is just bonus feature. Yeah, I think many people would say the Pixar Blu-rays usually has, so many bonus features. And I can't wait to see what's in these bonus features for Toy Story 4. Because I know when I was a kid, I did have a fun time watching the bonus features of the Pixar DVDs, and once I get them on Blu-ray, there could be a lot of new elements, there could be some old elements that were reissued from the DVD, but I just can't wait to see this. So, yeah, so it was not a bad decision to go to Target to actually get some of these. I know there are other places I could get them in my area, like Best Buy or Walmart, or even Books A Million, if I believe. Probably you would get some of the older Blu-rays that have the good like the Pixar movies have the good covers, or some of the other ones. But definitely a great start to the regular Blu-rays here. It's kind of a rarity, but I am so glad to get these. So if you did enjoy these, this video, you can hit that subscribe button and comment down below if you've seen all 6 movies. So with that said, I had a good time with this, and hopefully maybe more regular Blu-rays will come.